Hey YouTube, what's up?
Hey there, it's Grixon, doing all kinds of things. Hey there, it's Grix at school, playing all kinds of games. Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, come on down for all kinds of wild things.
All right, let's hop into the video, shall we? What I'm doing today is more Pokemon Go PvP, which is always exciting, always a good time. What I have for you today is, instead of Timeless Cup, where you pick a specific Pokemon based on rules laid out by the Silph Arena, today it's just open Great League format, which means you can pick anything you want as long as you don't do any duplicates. You must use exactly one of a Pokemon. You cannot use more than one. Same within the regular Pokemon main series games. Anyways, I'm battling thaniumatt, a good friend of mine. And if you look right here, you can see his team. If you look right down here, you can see my team. I'm going to keep those up for the duration of the video so you can see what I was up against and what he was up against. What we did is we exchanged teams at the start of our session, but we sent versions of the photos where the move sets were blacked out, so I didn't know what he was doing, he didn't know what I was doing, though most people who are well versed in PvP know exactly what move sets are going to be. There's not too many surprises. There's a couple variations you can do, but for the most part, it's pretty boilerplate. So on the side here, which would be your right, my left, I've got the battles, and just like the other time, maybe one time, I am going to walk us through this exciting process, and these are actually really solid games. I'm super happy with the outcome. thaniumatt really gave me a run for my money, and I like to think that I did just the same for him. So let's get right into the game, shall we? Here we go. All right, so you can see there my team of 6. I have chosen Blaziken because I want to deal with all kinds of things, and I have chosen Celio because it hits really hard on both his Tropius and his Altaria. And then I chose my third Pokemon, a-wak, just a solid pick all around. Nope, not a-wak, I picked Sableye because I wanted to hit the a-wak. So here I bring in Celio. I'm not expecting too much in terms of a victory. I kind of just want something that's going to go blow for blow, shot for shot with the Azumarill. So I'm spamming Body Slams because I really want to break those shields because I want to be able to slaughter whatever comes after the Azu. So it's a lot of bad Body Slam situation here. Unfortunately, he called my move and he switched just before I fired a Body Slam, which was super well timed and honestly really quite impressive. So here I go with Aurora Beam. Body Slam versus Aurora Beam, they're both doing neutral damage, not very effective damage to the a-wak, so I'm just trying to get the thing of the two that's going to do the more neutral damage, or best case scenario, I think, is I break a shield. I'm bring back the Celio, and now that the a-wak is whittled down a bit, I can safely come in there with the Sableye. I'm predicting a Bone Club here, and that's exactly what it is, so I did not shield, the bait did not work. I'm just kind of charging gas there because I know I can kill the a-wak with my fast move. Unfortunately, Azu is back. Probably the loaded play rough. There it is. So I'm really trying to just knock out this Azu as best as I can. I go with the the Power Jam over the Power Play. They're both not going to do super amounts of damage, but of the two, I feel Power Jam is going to do more damage than the Foul Play. Yeah. Now we're about to see my Sableye get utterly obliterated by Azumarill. There it is. So I bring back the Celio that has a Body Slam ready to go. The plan with Body Slam here is to KO the Azumarill. It does not work because Azumarill is bonkers. Unfortunately, he got to a charge move before I could get to another Body Slam. If it had been the other way around, maybe this would have been a different game. Luckily, Blaziken didn't have to deal with the Azumarill. It came in, did one counter, took out the Azu. In comes the Tropius, and I have a Blast Burn ready to go. So I have taken Game 1 against thaniumatt. And now we move on to Game 2. So for Game 2, I'm kind of reflecting on Game 1, where Azumarill was a big problem, and if you look at my team, unfortunately I don't have any answers to Azumarill. For this set, I decided to go a little bit techie and weird, and my Swampert build is actually Sludge Wave instead of Earthquake. So technically I have an Azumarill like soft counter, I guess, because the poison move hits hard on the fairy typing, which is nice. So I'm bringing in the Swampert to deal with the Azumarill that I'm suspecting to see again. I'm bringing in the a-wak because of the super effective damage it can deal to Lucario, Tropius, as well as his a-wak. So a-wak's a solid choice. And then again, I'm bringing in the Celio because Altaria is a problem and Tropius is a problem. And Celio handles both of those, as well as having the bulk to take care of some other problems that I might encounter. So going right ahead with the game, here we are. Ooh, my little cursor. Boop, 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 picking my nose. I'm ridiculous. What am I doing? Okay, in we go. He has led with Altaria. I have led with a-wak. There was a bit of a lag there, but we're into the game. Bow, bow, bow. I am immediately trying to switch out to Celio. Unfortunately, switching is laggy as all heck, so I can't quite get in there as soon as I want, but the benefit to this is that my a-wak actually now has a Bone Club ready to go, which is cool. This is not super exciting. I'm pretty much donezo here. The plan is to make this last as long as possible so that my switch can reset, because you only have to wait a minute between switches. So I'm trying to fire off as many charge moves as I can, get him to fire off as many charge moves as he can, try to draw out that time so that I can bring back the Celio and try to bring something in that's just a little more potent. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm going to take the charge move here. Nope, I'm not. I misread. I'm actually shielding this Rock Slide because it's super effective. I want Celio to survive, but I made it to my switch, which is nice. I'm bringing in the Swampert to try to get rid of the nose guy, Proboscis. So here comes Hydro Cannon in an attempt to deal some quick and easy damage, not easy, but quick damage to Altaria. The stab damage off the Hydro Cannon I was hoping would be a little bit more useful, but it wasn't, unfortunately. However, I do get to another Hydro Cannon because Swampert charges crazy fast because of Mud Shot. And I've broken the final shield, which is exactly what I want to be doing, because now I can bring in the Celio and hopefully get off the Aurora Beam and just clear the what's his name, Altaria. I don't get to the Aurora Beam. I try to body slam to get rid of the last of Altaria's health. It doesn't work, unfortunately. Luckily, I have that Bone Club a-wak like ready to go, but I just don't think it's going to get me there because Altaria is a beast, and a-wak is not the most firm Pokemon to have as your last resort. So I'm going to get the Bone Club in here. Super effective damage, which is nice, but Bone Club is such a weak move that it's just not quite potent enough to get there, unfortunately. So here you have it. No matter what he fires at me, a-wak is kaput. And that is the end of Game 2. And that goes to thaniumatt, tying the score at 1-1. Moving right along to Game 3, you can see this time around I've brought Deoxys in my lineup, because I think Deoxys is bonkers. And if you don't think Deoxys is bonkers, then you probably don't know how Great League works. Deoxys is one of the best Pokemon in Great League. I brought the Swampert again because I want that Sludge Wave to deal with the Azumarill that's been giving me some problems. And I brought the Celio for the same reasons I've explained before why I bring Celio. So let's get right into it. Ba-ba-ba-boom. So I'm leading Deoxys defense because I am putting a lot of money on Deoxys coming out on Tippity Top. So we'll see what happens once the game begins. thaniumatt is taking his time. There it is. Wow, crazy. Deoxys leads into this guy, whose name I forget, Lucario. We're both dealing counter damage, but it's not very effective against me. Mine's super effective against him, so he switches out into Tropius, who does not take super effective damage or even neutral damage from the counter. So I go for the Rock Slide right away, break a shield. I know that's going to happen. Deoxys is so beefy. I know he can take this first charge move, and he does with somewhat ease. But now it's time to switch out, bring in the Celio, who's dealing ×2 super effective damage, I guess ×4 super effective damage to the Tropius because of the Ice Flying typing combo. Takes a lot of damage from Ice. I'm going right for the Body Slam, but I took a while to do it to make him think it's an Aurora Beam, hoping to bait a shield. It doesn't work, but it does take out a significant portion of his life total. I shield this next one because I want to get one more charge move in, or again, at the very least, break a shield. So I'm going for the Body Slam again to break that first shield. It doesn't work, but now the Tropius is gone. I said first shield, I did mean last shield. So Lucario comes back, takes out the Celio with ease because of the super effective damage. So I bring back in my doodad here, Deoxys, to just clear that Lucario because that's really what needs to happen here. I know a Shadow Ball is about to happen. Shadow Ball will the Deoxys, so I shield that, of course. He switches out the Lucario, brings in the bane of my existence, the friggin' Azumarill. So I charge up Deoxys, switch it out, bring in the Swampert because it's time to Sludge Wave. I need to get rid of this stupid Azumarill to win the game. So I'm going nuts here, trying to Mudshot into a Sludge Wave, and I get there, which is awesome. Unfortunately, I only charge it to a Great, not an Excellent, so it can't kill the Azumarill, and he still got it. I tried to get a last Hydro Cannon in there, but it didn't work out for me. Swampert's gone, and now I'm about to take big damage from whatever that move is. Play rough, and that is it. That's the end of the game. thaniumatt takes game 3, and now we move along to game 4. So for game 4, I am leading with Alolan Marowak because it beats his Alolan Marowak, maybe, and it deals some solid damage to Tropius, which is nice. It hits the Lucario, so it's got 3 out of 6. It also has Bone Club, which is super effective against the Probopass. Unfortunately, Bone Club is like ultra weak, so it's not the best way to go, but it's a way to go, and I do like ways to go. I have Blaziken after that because it deals with the Tropius. It deals with the Lucario. It doesn't really do a whole lot else, but it charges really fast, and counter damage is always nice. And then of course Celio in the back. Celio is really like my big plan here. So let's get right into it. Leading with a-wak, and thaniumatt is going to lead with a-wak. So we're having an a-wak off. That's, okay. We're having a whack off, and he switches into Altaria, which is just like a dream come true for me because now I can switch into Celio and deal ×4 ice damage because of the dragon flying combo typing. He hits me with a Sky Attack. It does a good amount, but not as much as I thought it would, or more than I thought it would, rather. I'm going for Body Slam. I'm baiting a shield here, and I get the bait. I hit that shield, which is sweet, so now I'm charging up to Aurora Beam. And I get there, but unfortunately I have to burn a shield first. But that's okay, because here comes the Aurora Beam. I'm hoping he thinks this is another Body Slam bait, and he's just going to take the damage. And it happens exactly like I wanted it to, which is great. I've taken out the Altaria. All that's left now is whatever's in the back. So I'm going to bring out Blaziken, because I know my a-wak is already charged up and ready to go. I'm saving it to... I'm going to get through the shields now, and then bring out the ready-to-go a-wak. That's the plan. I've cleared Lucario, which is nice. Now I just have one shield to deal with, and I'm hoping to solve that problem right here, right now with the a-wak, and that's exactly what happens. So now I really don't care at all what happens to Blaziken. At this point, he's just in there to push a little bit further, so when my a-wak comes out, he doesn't have as much work to deal with. And that's exactly what happens. He's just used a charge move, so his energy is relatively low. I'm having a bit of lag here, unfortunately. My energy is basically at Shadow Ball, so I get there almost right away. And then I fire that thing off with an excellent Shadow Ball. That's enough to clear the a-wak and get me the game. So now at this point, we are 2-2. It's a tie game, folks, and stick around to see what Game 5, the final game. Who gets this? Whoa! Alright, so here it is. This is Game 5, the deciding game. Who gets this? thaniumatt or Grixis School 15? Let's watch and find out. I've led with Blaziken because it does deal with the what's his name? The Tropius. It goes, charges up crazy fast for that. Deals with the unfortunate Lucario situation. And it also deals with, what's his name? The nose. I always forget his name. Probopass, because he takes super effective damage from fighting, and I want to counter him out. Probopass is really a huge problem for me because in the moment I often forget what is good against it, unfortunately. And then I've led with Celio, I've led with Swampert. I really feel like this is a team that's going to take this game for me and give me the 3-2 win. So here we go, leading with Blaziken, and I have a Tropius opener. Counter's not super effective, but Blaze Kick is. But you know what's really good against Tropius is Celio. So I charge up to that Blaze Kick and bring the Celio back. Unfortunately, he switches into a Probopass, so things are kind of going into the opposite direction. I should have known he would switch into something that hard counters the Celio. But I really wanted that Tropius gone and out of the way because I'm really trying to win this thing. In hindsight, that was probably a misplay. So I'm shielding that first charge move because the rock is super effective against me, and it will hurt a bunch, and I need to get rid of this Probopass, and I really need to draw out the clock so that I can switch again. So what I'm trying to do is, use body slams and stuff, and just make this go as long as possible so I can switch out. So I get to the switch, which is cool. Or I get to another charge move, which is cool. I survived that rock move. I didn't expect it to happen, so even though it's not the best, I did a body slam, and then I got right out of there and brought in the Blaziken, hopefully to burn that last shield, and that's exactly what happened. So I am liking what's happening so far. I shield this because I know if Blaziken stays in, I can take out the Probo with the counter, which is exactly what happens, which is good for me. But in comes Azumarill, my arch nemesis. I just go for the Blast Burn. It's better than Blaze Kick. It hits harder. I had the energy for both. I obviously went for the Blast Burn, neither of which is super good right now. But, you do what you can. So in comes my boy Swampert because I need to get to the Sludge Wave because that is what's going to get rid of this Azumarill. So luckily I survived, but I don't feel confident that I'm going to get to the Sludge Wave, so I go for Hydro Cannon, and I hope the potency of Hydro Cannon plus my attack stat plus stab is enough. It is not. So Swampert is unfortunately dying. You can see I tried to switch Celio to do sort of the shield switch, but now I'm coming in with a Celio that's basically dead and is now dead. So thaniumatt gets the game. Oh my god. He beat me 3-2 fair and square, which is really cool. I'm always happy to see my boys doing well in this game. So I had some really great games. I learned a lot. I hope you learned a lot from watching it. Thank you so much. I have been Grixischool15. You can find me at the above places: Instagram, Twitter, right here on YouTube, and Twitch. I don't have a streaming schedule just yet, but I do have a YouTube now schedule. I'm going to be doing Magic the Gathering videos every Tuesday, and I'm going to do Pokemon Go videos every Thursday. That's 2 videos a week for both games that I'm looking to cover. So that's pretty sweet. And if you miss me on Twitch, you can head over to my Twitch page and you can just watch past streams. All past streams will be available for a week or 2, I think. So check all that out. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the continued support of all the viewers. And everyone, have a great day.